Hey everybody, how's it going? I just thought I might record this quick video on this rainy day here in Gastonia. I'm just sitting here out here at the Rotary Pavilion, drying off real quick. And I thought I might just record this video because I wanted to get rid of some, let's just say, stigmas, opinions, and stuff like that have been expressed by people to me about my current state and condition. First of all, I just want to let you know that I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not on crack. I'm not on meth. I'm not on any kind of drugs. And I think it's clear to make the distinction here that whatever's going on in my life is, by choice, and that's because I was in a predicament. I was in a situation that just didn't work out, and that's fine. Sometimes that's how it happens. Sometimes people can kiss ass or get favoritism or whatever to secure their lives. Some people don't, and that's fine. But I just want to let you all know that I'm not crazy. I'm not insane. I'm not on drugs. I'm not on dope or any other goddamn excuses that you can come up with about my situation and what I'm doing. I just slipped through the cracks. The term working homeless, you should all become very aware of and very understanding of, because with the way rental prices are going in Gastonia and let alone the rest of the city, and in cities across America, people just can't afford to fucking rent places anymore. So housing costs are going to keep going up and up and up and up, and wages are going to keep staying the same. So eventually, what you're going to have happen is people are basically going to be cast down. And the richest of the rich among us are making sure that happens. Right now, they've destroyed a beautiful dog park here in Gastonia so they could build luxury apartments for the well-to-do. $1,400 a month. That's what that gets you. And you can see it from right here. Used to be a little beautiful area with art and, a place where people could come and relax. And, but that had to be destroyed because the new gentrification of Gastonia is taking place. There's also a place down the road here called the Dillinger. I don't know why that doesn't sound like a friendly place. I mean, you might, like I said in a post the other day, you might as well call it the Smith and Wesson or the AK-47 apartments or something. But regardless, it's called the Dillinger. And they're taking old buildings and converting them not into housing or affordable housing for homeless, but they're converting them into well-to-do apartments. And this is a strategy that's been implemented across America and across the world. I mean, New York is a prime example. Up to $4,000 a month for a goddamn closet in New York. That's basically where, the rest of America's going. And that's what the well-to-do, the 1% who don't pay their goddamn taxes and get to dictate the structure of the world, that's what they want. So, regardless, it is what it is. And my situation and homeless stigma is what it is. Okay, I can't change that, but it's different now. It's very different. And whether you want to accept that or not is irrelevant. A lot of you never even met a homeless person. A lot of you have never even talked to a homeless person. But, you seem to know everything about homeless people just based off the couple of bad. And that's the stigmas that are imparted on minorities too, from, Black Americans to Mexican Americans to whoever. You take the worst of any community and you use that as the prime example for any community. Of course, you're going to think that community's bad. And that's the way America's been for years and years. And that's just the old world dying, basically. The way I see it right now, eventually the people who control the money and stuff like that, these old bastards who are saying, things have to be the way they are, they're going to die out and the new world's going to take over. The new philanthropic and utopian world, and the changes in America will be implemented, but we are in the darkness before the dawn. And it's going to get a lot darker. If you haven't been aware of what's going on in the global economy, they're taking $2 trillion out of the global economy. China's calling in a lot of their debts to other countries. That may be a cohesive strategy between Putin and China, which we have yet to see. World War III might be coming around the corner. Putin's working hard on that. So, in all honesty, a lot of you are well-to-do. A lot of you have got your security and etc., and that's fine. But how long will that last? That's what I ask any of you. How long can you trust that the banks won't fail? How long can you trust that the loans won't be called in, that America won't default in the next 2 years, and the global economy, and let alone the American economy, will collapse? We've already seen it happen. I mean, when the debt ceiling crisis and all this shit pops up, the government gets paid, you don't. So how can you really count on any of these systems to work anymore? I mean, that's just my philosophy. I would rather be out here getting not problems, but practice about living, hand to mouth at times. I mean, and that's just the way it is. Because if everything does go to pot tomorrow, or the next year, or 2 years from now, or 3 years from now, I'll at least have practice. I'll have practice sleeping in the woods, scavenging, living on the land, basically, which we all might have to do eventually. Because let's face it, like I said, the government just ain't going to take care of you. The government just ain't going to, I mean, they're concerned about the money. They're not concerned about the people. So you just have to get ready and get prepared for all of this to go away, as far as I'm concerned. And as far as I'm concerned, too, they could give a damn less if it burns up, because they got their bunkers, they got their security. Trust me, when the fires start, they're not going to be anywhere near the flames. They're going to be somewhere in a bunker with their rich friends, hunkered down, and then this is going to be all of us in this together. There's not going to be any more stigmas. We're not going to have time for racism and separatist ideologies. We're all going to have to come together to figure this out, whether you like that or not. I mean, that's irrelevant. And if you don't figure it out, and if you want to be a gun-toting Trump supporter and some crazy motherfucker, I mean, you're going to get taken care of. That's just all there is to it. So, and maybe I'm wrong. I always leave the door open to say I'm wrong, and things are whatever. And I think the central point of this is that I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not on dope. And I'm not insane. So, as a matter of fact, I'm the healthiest and most stable I've ever been in my life. And I could sit there and know my worth, know my value, and know that if I'm getting paid garbage at a job and my rental situation is horrible, and even since I left, and by the way, even since I've left the housing situation I was in, the rent has gone up in that housing situation. I mean, people who were there got grandfathered in, but it's only a matter of time before they start raising the rent to where it's, and even the basic garbage place you can find in Gastonia right now, the worst of the worst, okay, is $800 a month. That is fucking ridiculous. That is horrible. And by the end of the year, I assume it's going to be $1,000 a month. And by the end of next year, it's probably going to be $1,400 a month for garbage. And the wages are just not matching. I mean, the evidence is all there for something that's really bad on the horizon. And I hope I'm wrong. But, regardless, even if I am wrong, I'll still have practice living by the land, man. I mean, and that's what basically it is just a challenge. And this is not a problem. A lot of you see these situations and circumstances as problems. It's not a problem. It's practice. Like I said, it's adapting. It's a challenge. It's, okay, how can you do this, do that? How can you drop anywhere in the country and be completely alone, completely helpless, and make something out of it? How can you find food? How can you find water? How can you find everything quickly? How can you keep yourself dry? How can you keep yourself from getting hypothermia? These are things that, you need to practice and you need to know. And I still implore any of you who have the balls to do it, which a lot of you don't. And a lot of you are hypocrites, and you sit back in your armchairs and you sit there and you're like, oh, well, I'm comfortable for now. I got money for now. But I implore all of you, and I mean, I'm just saying this, realistically, 2-3 days out of a vacation, take a vacation. Go live as a homeless person. I mean, I'm serious. Go travel the rails. Go do whatever you got to do in your city and see what's going on with homeless people. Live as a homeless person. Go have to beg for food. Go look at the shame and the stigma that people have in their eyes. Go look at the fact that you can't even walk down the fucking street without people looking at you like you're a goddamn American terrorist. I mean, and you're doing nothing wrong. But they know who you are, and they know that you're in a predicament. And it's awful funny to me because, you have these stigmas coming from people who, have had stigmas imparted on them, and they've had judgments imparted on them. But yet they're willing to put that on other people, But regardless, I just wanted to make this to make you all aware that like I said, I'm not crazy. I'm not on drugs. I'm not, I am the most stable I've ever been. So that's the end of the discussion. I'm working on a lot of things right now to piece back together my art, other things. And it's a progress. It's a work in progress. And I'm just going to state this too. If I have to go through a couple of months of suffering and struggle to unlock infinite potential and an empire of art and creativity and all this other stuff, then why not? Right? I mean, what exactly is keeping you in your day job or your world, or you're spinning on the wheels and barely keeping yourself afloat? What is keeping you there outside of the fear of losing all these little creature comforts? Like I said, I don't have that fear anymore. Personally, I have no fear of, okay, you threaten my job, well, I'm gone. Okay, you take like the last situation I was in, you act like I'm the bad guy at my work after I busted my ass and showed up to work and I was a responsible employee. I'm not fucking doing that anymore. If it comes down to it, I leave that job. I go somewhere else. And because I've had experience at this, hey, guess what? You can't threaten me. Oh, well, we're going to take your job. Well, take it. I don't care. Take the job. And that's what I'm saying. At some point in American culture, you're just going to have to recognize your worth, recognize what you are. And I've been seeing a lot of memes about pizza party and whatever raises and blah, 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 blah. And everybody else is vocalizing this too. And like I said, you take it as you come and you see what happens in the next 2 years in American history. You think any of these problems that we're facing now are going to get better? Have they gotten better in the last 10 years of this country? No, they haven't. And until we actually start using our damn brains again and coming together and stop having this separation of left wing, right wing, etc., the two-party, control that they have over American mentality, we're not going to get things solved. We need to come back together and we need to unify as a people. We need to find the middle ground again, the compromise, man. And that's just all there is to it. So, anyways, this has been a little blurb from your friendly neighborhood homeless guy, Jonathan Montgomery. So, I'll catch you guys later, all right? You have a great day. Bye.